Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I have been unboxing and sharing with you recently a lot of pre-loved handbags. And the risk of buying pre-loved handbags is that we buy a fake, is that we get one that is not authentic. Either the person knew they were selling us a fake or the person themselves had perhaps bought a super fake and didn't realise whenever they passed it on. But the risk is real. There is a very real risk that we're going to buy a bag that's not authentic when we go down the pre-loved route. And that is one of the things that you guys tell me in the comments all the time is your biggest fear and reason for not shopping pre-loved is that you're scared you're going to get a fake. Well, I bought a lot of bags pre-loved and I'm always harping on about getting them checked and get your bags authenticated. I made a video with Legit Grails. I think they're a fabulous authentication service. I stress tested their website and their process within an inch of its life. I really rate them. Why did I not get all of my bags checked by them when I come home? Anyway, I bought this one. I shared it with you in an unboxing video. I told you I had bought this pre-loved. I had checked this over. Meredith had checked this over. It came with an authentication certificate. So I thought I don't need to get that authenticated. And I'm always telling you guys to get every pre-loved bag authenticated, regardless where it comes from. But I thought I didn't need to. I thought this bag was beautiful. I was sharing it with you in the unboxing video, probably doing something like this. And one of you guys came into the comment box and said, ooh, I really hope Amelia got that bag checked because I think the stitching looks off or something looks off and I'm not sure that's authentic. When I read that comment, I literally sat with my head in my hands and I thought, oh no, not again. Because if you've been around here for a while, I previously bought a Gucci bag. I thought it was authentic, didn't get it authenticated right away, which is why you should always get your bags authenticated. And then when I came to sell it, I was getting it checked and it wasn't authentic, it was counterfeit and it was far too late to get the money back and it was all my own fault. I thought I had learned from that. I preach authentication, get your bags authenticated. I didn't do it. Anyway, once I read that comment, head in hands, and I thought I need to get this checked. I need to just be sure. So I spoke to the people at Legit Grails and I said, I need to get this bag checked. So I uploaded it and I am going to share the process with you on the screen. It's so simple. You literally just go onto their website, you take your photographs. You don't even have to have already taken the photographs and saved them into your camera roll. You can just go in, select the brand that you want, select what you're authenticating, select the time. I took 30 minutes. I was not waiting to know whether or not I had been duped again, and for 30 minutes turnaround it's $35 for the price that takes and for the time that takes. I don't know why I hadn't done it. To me it's a no-brainer. It makes perfect sense when we're buying bags at this price to make sure the bag is authentic, Amelia. Anyway, upload your photographs. I clicked Dior, I clicked 30 minutes. I went on, take picture. I took the picture there and then. I then scrolled down and I uploaded it and off it went. And the results were super, super quick. That's another thing I love about Legit Grails. And I have to say that they are my preferred favourite authentication service at present, and the reason for that is they can authenticate so many brands. Chanel, Dior, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, they would be the top brands that I would be buying. You can get a 30-minute turnaround for $35 for me. I think that is complete and utter no-brainer. They use dual authentication, they have artificial intelligence technology as well as human brand experts to check your items. They cover such a wide range of items. They're also trusted and used by companies that are owned by Farfetch. They work on a commercial level. They have so much going for them. Why had I not already done it? Anyway, they are by far my preferred and trusted authentication service at the moment. So when I reached out to them and said I need to get this authenticated, they said, Amelia, we need to educate people about this. People need to know to make sure that they're getting their bags authenticated so they can buy with trust. Legit Grails have a very, very high Trustpilot rating. They have a huge amount of great reviews on there. They're 99.3% accurate, which is exceptionally high in the market. And they said to me, let's do it. Make a video, spread the word again so as people know whenever they are buying their pre-loved items, like myself, that they get them authenticated to be sure that what they're buying is what they should be buying and what they should be receiving. And one of the things I love about Legit Grails authentication process is you get a certificate. So I went through the process, clicked the button, off it went into internet, and far less than 30 minutes came back into my inbox this little authentication certificate. And I am delighted to tell you, and delighted to tell myself, that the authentication certificate came back that this bag is indeed authentic. I hadn't been duped. I had bought what I thought I had bought, but I can tell you that when that certificate arrived into my inbox very, very quickly, the relief, phew, of just knowing that this bag was what I thought it was, what I had paid for, that I hadn't been duped again. Whew. It was worth it, well worth it. And I need to just, regardless, I just need to do it in the mall. And I think we all should whenever we're buying Preloved, because it just puts your mind at ease. I am going to leave in the description box a link for you to access Legit Grails. I'm going to leave a discount code for you in the description box that allows you to get 15% off of any of your authentications. And if there's any of your bags that you're unsure about, or you just have a niggling doubt, or you just didn't check, really go and do it and get it checked and know that the bag you're buying and paying for is what it should be. Thank you so much to Legit Grails for continuing to help us spread this message and raise awareness about their authentication service, so as we're not getting duped and our money's not getting wasted. And thank you to them for sponsoring this part of today's video. Alright, while I was on the topic of my Preloved bags and having an absolute fit and stress attack about whether this one was authentic or not, I decided it was about time I shared with you an updated video of my Preloved handbag collection. I've done this video before, but over the last year this has changed hugely. I have bought so many Preloved bags, and going to America and shopping in Fashionphile was a big part of that reason, because they had so much inventory and stock. And I thought I would share that collection with you, and let's start with this one. This is the Dior 30 Montaigne box bag, which we all now thankfully know is authentic, and I bought this from the Emir in Australia. This was a really good price. This was less than half of the retail price, and this is one of the benefits about buying Preloved, and certainly now with the Preloved market coming back to what I think it really should be. There are bargains to be had, there are bags to be found at really good prices, less than half price. So if you can take the step to make sure you're getting it and it's authentic, well then the savings is fabulous whenever it works out well, and this thankfully has. This is the 30 Montaigne box bag. You just push this little button here and this lifts up to open the hardware. It has one slip pocket inside. It is an empty space in there. There's no other zips or anything. To me it reminds me very much of a petite mal, but it's softer. It's not a trunk, it's not as hard as that, but it has that shape. Mine is in the navy blue oblique. It does have this leather piece going down here, and then it has 30 Montaigne across the bag. It does fit the iPhone Pro, which is the phone that I have. It comes with a detachable thick navy guitar strap. This one that is adjustable. It has this clasp with Christian Dior on it. You can put this across you, change the length as to where it wants to sit. I like the thickness of this, and this is a pretty new bag to me in my collection, but I've worn this already and I really like it. I think it's a edgy and a bit of a vibe, and it's very my style. I like the bright gold hardware against it, and this is a firm favourite of mine at the moment. Next, let's go to two of my Preloved bags that are older style bags that I don't really use and bought for decor. And as I go through this, I'm taking a mental note of the ones I haven't authenticated, and I'm going to send them all off and just get them done for peace of mind. But the next one is the Speedy 30. I adore this as decor. I've never used this bag. I have zero intention of using this bag. And when I bought this bag from Bags Chase in the UK, I had zero intention of using it, but I wanted this as a collector's piece. I have always said I am not a true collector. I don't collect certain bags and must have everything, but I do have collector tendencies, and there are certain pieces, especially of Louis Vuitton heritage and history, one being the multicolour from Marc Jacobs. Absolutely love it. The Murakami collection and this collaboration, I just wanted a piece of it. I wanted to own a piece of the multicolour collection, specifically in the black, and I saw this on Bags Chase. It was in exceptionally good quality for the age of this bag. All of the canvas is still in really good condition. The colours are really bright. There's no bleeding. And I bought this solely for decor, and this sits in my office, this part of my office, but my main office out there. This sits on the shelves as decor, and I love it, and it's going nowhere, and this makes me smile. Another older Louis Vuitton piece, which I thought was vintage, but you guys have told me is not vintage, is the Louis Vuitton Alma in the Vernis leather in the deep red and pink stripe. This, you can see the Louis Vuitton on this, and you can see that it is the Vernis leather. It's catching the light and hitting it across you. I got this pretty recently. It does come with the cochette and the keys. You can see that there's still a little bit of the creasing that I talked to you about in that video. It does have the lock on it, and I think this bag is stunning. I bought this recently from Designer Exchange in the UK, and when I bought it, I was a bit disappointed in the creases in it, because when it came and you looked at the creases under a ring light, it really catches them. Now, I have the bag stuffed, so you're not seeing them in real life anywhere near as much as what you used to see, but you will still see them on camera because the light's reflecting off it. This has only been stuffed for a very short time, so that will get better. This part that kind of dipped in with the stuffing is basically rectified. The reason I decided to keep this, because I was very, very unsure. The reason I decided to keep this, and I know a lot of you thought I should send it back, the price was very, very good. And when I had a very honest word with myself, it wouldn't matter if I found one of these that was in absolutely perfect condition. I am not going to use a perfect condition one of these any more than I'm going to use this. Because the real reason I want this is I want to collect this. I want to have this in my collection. I just love the Vernis leather. I love the stripes. I love this in the back of it. It just brings back to me a time of Louis Vuitton when I started to become aware of what Louis Vuitton was. Couldn't afford it. I think you guys told me this was early 2000. And I want to have it in my collection. I want to own it. And that's where my collector tendencies do come in. I will use this bag. I will use this bag occasionally. But I won't use this bag all the time. If this bag was perfect, I still wouldn't use it all the time. I wouldn't use it anymore. So when I had got it at such a good price, and when I filled it out and stuffed it, and I accepted that the main purpose of me buying this was for decor and to have it as part of my collection, I decided to keep it. This has since been moved out onto the shelves where this sits. That's a whole shelving thing going on. This one sits out there on display, and so does this one. This also sits outside. It sits with a lot of other things that are on display, both sentimental and decorative, and I love it. And it makes me happy, and it's just a piece of this collection that I wanted to have. So that's why she's still here. Let's work through these shelf by shelf. One of my absolute favourite bags. This is the Chanel Mini Rectangle in purple, in the chevron, in the lambskin with the champagne gold hardware. I love this bag. This is one of my favourites. I know there is a vlog sale coming up. I know a lot of you have messaged me about this, but this one is staying. She's beautiful. I love her. I bought this pre-loved from the Persa Fair in Australia. I had been on the hunt for this bag for quite some time. This specific colour, no other colour, thank you very much. This one. Took me a while to find her. Absolutely love her. One of my favourite purchases. I don't care that she's pre-loved. I think this bag is one of those bags that look at the colour. Just look at the colour. This bag is one of those bags that just makes me happy. Next is this little Gucci Boston bag. Probably not one of my favourite bags, if I'm absolutely honest. I bought this from another YouTuber on their vlog sale. I bought it because I love the painted flowers on it, and I do think that that makes it that little bit unusual and gives it something. I don't love brown, so I don't love the brown canvas in the background. I prefer the blue version of this that has the navy canvas, but I preferred the pink flowers, which is why I went for this one, and the dark burgundy coloured leather. I do like it, probably not one of my favourites, but the reason I bought this bag was for an everyday throw on, not worry about, but had something. So the flowers gave it something, it was something extra. At the time I had sold my Louis Vuitton multi-pochette accessoire, I'd fallen out of love with that bag. That was a bag I had used for throwing on for every day. I much prefer this one because it's got colour and it's got painting and flowers. I took this when we took the boys to Legoland. It's light, I wore it across me. It did the job perfectly for the whole trip. You can still see some of their Legoland little clips in it from when I had it there. What else is in here? Their Legoland card. It was very, very handy for that type of occasion, and it was light, so I've no regrets in getting it. That's what it was for. I did get this authenticated as well. Yes, to me, actually already done. And great bag for every day, but not compared to some of the bags in here, one of my favourites. Next is probably you guys' least favourite bag of the bags I brought home from America, but I love her. This is the Chanel La Pausa egg bag. I'm sure that's not the real name, but I just think she's cool. I took this with me on my recent trip to Paris, and I wore this with leopard print jeans and a red jumper, and it all clashed and it was cool and fab. Really, really like it. Something different. It's not going to be a bag for everybody, absolutely not, but it really suits me in my style. A lot of my bags not everybody's going to buy, so let's just own that. Has La Pausa, which is of course the name of Chanel's summer house, I believe. It has the chevron stitching. It's an off-white. It has this silver tassel here. It has this like a thimble, which makes me feel about 90. And then it has the CC on it here. and your iPhone Pro does fit in this. Now, when it's in it and you put your lip gloss and your key, you're not easily just throwing everything in, but it does fit. You just have to place it right. And when we were in Paris, I really enjoyed using this bag. Really love it. Absolutely no regrets on bringing this home. Next is a rather expensive investment into one's pre-loved wardrobe, or one's wardrobe in any type of wardrobe. The Birkin. This is the most expensive bag that I own. When my husband and I were in Paris and we were looking at certain pieces of fine jewellery for my 10-year wedding anniversary present from him, one of the Cartier pieces we were looking at, he asked me if I bought that, would that be my most expensive kind of luxury designer purchase? And I was thinking about this and going, next question, plead the fifth, don't answer. This is the Birkin in Rose Poup in the Togo 25 size palladium hardware. I got a reseller to track this down because I was not playing the long game. Nope. Was not going for something slightly like it, kind of if, maybe roundabout. No, wanted this bag and wanted nothing else. So I paid a reseller a lot of money to search this one down. I've no regrets though, because it's the exact bag that I wanted, and I didn't buy things or didn't feel pressure to buy things. I didn't really want to buy it. That's never going to suit my personality. So this works perfectly for me. This bag I also had authenticated by Legit Grails because this is a lot of money. It came from a very recommended seller for Hermes, but I was taking no chances. Legit Grails have checked this out, and this is also came back as authentic, and this is a beautiful pre-loved bag in my collection. Next is one of my current favourites. Hello, lover. I absolutely love this bag. I just think she is the coolest thing. I'm so glad I brought this bag home. I had made a full video talking to you guys about this. Should I buy it? Should I not buy it? Is it too big? Is the strap length too long? Is it not going to work? Yada, yada, yada. I bored myself about this bag. Just love her. Then we went to New York. I really wanted it, but I wanted to buy it in New York. I wanted, when I was there with my friends in Fashion File, I wanted it to have all of those connotations. I wanted to see it on, see the size, and I'm so glad I waited. I got lucky that whenever we were first talking about this, by the time we went to New York, it was still there. And I adore it. And there was two, and one of you guys since has bought the second one that Fashion File had, and I hope you love yours as much as I love mine. This is one of my absolute favourite bags, pre-loved or not. I just love it, and I showed this before, but some of you didn't realise that the rainbow sequenced is actually a big CC if you open up the back of the bag. I think she's fabulous. I've used this bag a lot. I actually have the liner in it that used to be in my Chanel 19. But I've used this bag a lot since we came home, especially for the short period of time I've had it. And I've used this bag for a real everyday bag, for being blingy and sequency. I have just worn this bag to go and do the grocery shopping, and I've loved every minute of it. Another firm favourite of mine is this. This is the older style of the Louis Vuitton Petite Malle, so it's thinner, it's slightly smaller. This is in the bright pink epi leather, the bright gold hardware with the black. I took this to Paris as well. This is one of my favourite bags in my whole collection. It does fit an iPhone Pro when you use it and you're shopping with the iPhone Pro. Oh look, there's my ticket from the top of the Eiffel Tower. We went to the very summit. No fear of heights here. Anyway, when you use it, you put the phone in. You have to set the phone in, your lip gloss on top of the phone, and then your cards or whatever in front of it. It's a bit Tetrisy, but I don't care because I love this bag that much. I took this bag with us out for a full day shopping when we were in Paris. I also took it out for dinner. Did I use it another time? It's one of my absolute favourites. If I come across these, I will link them on my stories on Instagram because the pink I don't come across that often. The red I see a lot more of. Mine does have scratches on her. Like this bag when I bought Preloved was probably already, I don't know, lots of years old. And there's definitely hairline scratches on the hardware. There's little dents in the leather. There's little bits and pieces, but I don't care. I love it that much, and I have probably added quite a few extra scratches, and I've enjoyed adding every single one of them. Absolutely one of my favourites. Love this bag. I think the Petite Malle is one of my favourite bags out of everything. Yeah. Sticking with the Petite Malle, my newest Petite Malle, which also came home from New York in Fashion File. Love this. As soon as we saw this, Meredith has this bag. We've regularly discussed why I didn't have this bag. Not my finest moment. Anita, my sales assistant, not your finest moment. For me, she was telling me I needed to buy it at the time. I thought I knew best. I have too much pink. Really? Yes. Fast forward to Fashion File in New York. Somebody spots this through the cages on the walk down the corridor into the main store and went, look, they have it. And that was it. Meredith and I were both, yeah, that's it, done. So once this came out and I tried this on, there was no way this bag was going back into those stacks. This doesn't come up that often. I've been looking for this, but I don't know if it's because it's so bright. Maybe there weren't that many of them, but it's hard to find. When I found it in Fashion File at below retail, people, below retail, that is the benefit of where the resale market is going. There are good bags to be found. She had to come home. Lover, lover, lover. One of my faves. And my first ever Chanel mini rectangle was this one. This is in the raspberry colour, although it shows more red on the screen. It's in the traditional quilting in the caviar with the silver hardware. And I bought this from Fashion File. No, I was not lucky enough to have been over there and in the store, but my cousin at the time lived in America. I saw this on the Fashion File website, I bought it and she was coming home and brought it home with her. And it sparked a love affair. I have a lot of Chanel minis, I've too many, I'm letting some go in the vlog sale, and a lot of the ones I'm letting go, the reason really just is because I've got too many of the same shape. And for not being a true collector, although I talked about collector tendencies, it's not that I collect these to collect the mini, I just have too many. So this definitely sparked that love affair. I bought them solid for a few years after. No regrets on this one. Great buy. This, I can't remember the condition it was listed at in Fashion File, but it's an excellent condition and it still is. Great, great buy. Next, and sticking with Chanel minis, and it is the Chanel mini in raffia in the orange. I love this bag. I was about to say this is probably going in the vlog sale, and then I picked it up and looked in the viewfinder and went, no, it's not. I'm still undecided of everything that's going. This potentially may be going. The reason this may be going is because I have too many Chanel minis and I have the Prada raffia that I still use, and I use a lot more than this one. And that's why I'm thinking this has to go. This is Preloved. There is some minor wear on the corners. You won't be able to see it. But I bought this from Bagista in the UK. It's a great, great bag. I'm looking at it going, what are you doing, you silly woman? You're not selling it. This is what happens. Oh. Yeah, what am I doing? Anyway, we're all undecided on that. But this is another one of my Chanel minis in the rectangle, in the raffia, in the orange. It's a cool bag. It has the CC embroidered up here. It's the one space down here. It's light because it's raffia. Has the Mona Lisa pocket on the back. It's cool. Next is the Christmas jumper bag. It's still not extended. I actually had got around to sorting that out, and then why did I not do it? I can't remember what, oh, I do know what happened. Something happened in the summer that knocked a lot of things off. And if you've been around, we're not going to bring the tone down, but you know what I'm talking about. This I love. I just think it's cool. And this is probably one of those bags that I have accepted that even though I haven't worn this bag since I've had it because it needs extended, that I kind of love this. And it's maybe another kind of collector piece. I have no intention of letting this go even though I don't really wear it. I just think it's cool. And it feels like a Christmas jumper. I think it's cashmere. And it's pretty fab. I love the colours on it. I love the design. It's definitely not for everybody. But it's great. I think it's great. Some people absolutely hate it. This came from Australia. Votrelux, I think, is the name of the consigner. Dale got this bag for me and then sent it over, if I remember correctly. Yes, she did. And I love it. It was a good price. It is cashmere, so it's not going to attract the same amount as the leather bags. But I think it's really cool. I need to get it extended. I say that every time I make this video, but she's still not going anywhere. Because look at her. Just look at her. She's like a pillow. Another Preloved bag I bought from Bagista in the UK is this colour block denim bag. I have worn this bag a lot this year. This was one of the ones when I made a video thinking about what was going to go last year. Last time I did it, I kind of half considered this. But this year, absolutely not. This has been worn so much this year. It's just easy. You throw it on like this. See, and it's light and it fits a little bit more than a mini does, and I take this out when I'm with the boys because I bought it Preloved and it's fabric. When I bought this, it already had some stains on it. Here, There is a stain on it here, you can see on the bottom. It wasn't in pristine, fabulous condition. Now, my boys, if they get their hands on this having eaten pizza or something, are going to make an absolute mess of it. So we don't go that far. But it's definitely one that I am casual about using because I just throw it about me. It's already got some beauty spots on it and I love the colours. I think it's very cool. No intention of selling this one either. Really, really love this bag. And when it comes to collecting Chanel, these kind of older, quirkier bags like this, like the Christmas jumper, like the sparkles, are kind of where my mind would go. I just think they're cool. We have 2 Preloved bags left. I'm looking around the room. I don't think I have forgotten anything. Might have, but I think that's them all. And this is a firm favourite on this channel. This is the teal Chanel mini rectangle caviar in the chevron, which is my favourite in the light gold hardware. This bag goes with everything. Just this teal colour is so easy to wear. I bought this from Luxe Lover on Instagram. I've bought a few bags from Luxe Lover. She's another good resource. But it's in great condition still for being caviar because it holds up so well. It probably does, if you inspected it minutely, have some marks on the corner because I do wear this bag. I think this one's great and one of the best, I was going to say one of the best Preloved purchases, but a lot of them are bests because, you know, let's not pick on anybody, but it is a really good bag and it goes with so much. It's easy to wear. Even though I have a lot more pink, this one's really easy to pick up. And this is one of those, this is probably one of the first bags I bought from an Instagram seller when I was very cautious. And again, we go back to the need to authenticate, and I did authenticate. But it's just one of those things when you start buying in that market, I found it very nerve-wracking, especially buying from someone who just has an Instagram page. And I don't mean that dismissively because Instagram pages are hard to grow. But if you're buying someone that you've never met, advertises on an Instagram page, doesn't have a store, it can be very nerve-wracking. Do your due diligence, do your research on the sellers, and then when you get the bag, authenticate them just for peace of mind, because those resellers on Instagram get some fabulous bags and things you've maybe been after for quite a while, and I've no regrets on, definitely not on this one. And the last of my Preloved bags, she's special. I also bought this from Luxe Lover in America. I did pay above retail, but I was lucky in that I bought this bag very shortly after it was released. So I saw this bag, rose gold 17C, I believe, caviar mini from Chanel in the chevron with the light gold hardware. This became a cult classic. And the price of this is still very, very high on the resale market. It's probably not as high as it once was. It didn't reach the same levels as the Pearl Mini, for example, but it was very, very high. I bought mine before it had really got its cult status. What is all of this? Oops. Anyway, I bought this before it had probably got its cult status. So I paid a bit over retail. I can't even remember exactly how much, but nowhere near the prices that it went. And that was lucky, because if you tried to buy one of these in this colorway when it was at the height of its popularity, I think at one point you were maybe paying £9,000 and £10,000 sterling for them. But it is a beautiful bag, and I can see why. Chanel have made iridescent bags since, they've made gold bags since, they've made versions of this, but I don't think they've ever hit this one. I don't think any of the ones they've released since in the golds trying to recreate this have been as good as this one, and I think that's why it retains popularity. It's a beautiful bag. Meredith calls it an interesting neutral. She's right, it's so easy to wear, but it has that something about it. I am not a neutral bag lover. Are you shocked? I'm sure you're falling off your seat at that, but I am not a neutral bag lover. So an interesting neutral is what it needs to be for me, and this is a beauty. So I hope you've enjoyed this roundup of my Preloved bag collection. I thought this would be interesting given how much the Preloved market, I think, is coming back down to slightly more sensible prices in most cases. There will always be exceptions. And talking about the need to get things authenticated, that I share with you everything that I have bought Preloved and what makes up my collection. There's quite a few. It's probably maybe a third, if not over a third of them are Preloved. And yeah, I've got some fabulous, fabulous bags that way. Thank you to Legit Grails for sponsoring the first part of the video for their authentication services. I can't tell you enough how much to go and authenticate your bags. The peace of mind I felt when I received that email that that bag is legit, and it, Legit Grails, do you get it? That it's legit and authentic and I hadn't bought a fake, just made me go phew. It was such a good feeling, and if you've got any niggling doubts at all, go through that link I will leave in the description box. Check them out, use the discount code and get your bags checked so as you have your peace of mind. It's such a good service for that alone. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.